Hello everybody, welcome back to Hardworking Man. I'm Heath and today we're doing something a little bit different, but it's what we do here on the channel. We're going to be comparing two different things. It's spray foam. We've got the Froth Pak 200. This is a two-part kit. And then we've got the DAP Wall and Cavity foam. This is just a one-part pre-mixed kit. These are both bulk kits. This one is supposed to do about 200 board feet or square feet at 1 inch thick, and this one is supposed to do about 185 square feet. So, which one do you think will come out on top? After watching videos, I do think the Froth Pak is going to be the way to go. But I like trying stuff myself because people do things differently. So we're going to give the DAP a try, and we'll let you know which one is better or if they're better for different situations. We're going to start in the mudroom, and then we're going to the garage ceiling. Let's see how far we can get, if we get this done correctly, or how frustrating this is. Be sure to follow along and see which one comes out on top. Now both of these are closed cell foam, so they stop air and they insulate better from what I've read versus open cell. So we want the closed cell. You can use less and get more from the sounds of things. Like I said, we're going to start in the mudroom and we're going to start with the Froth Pak 200. I've got all the tanks warming up. You want them at 70, 75 degrees or higher. Then you're going to mix them real well, and then we're just going to get to spraying, see how this goes. From the videos I've watched, this goes on nicer and ends with a smoother texture versus the DAP kit. But again, I want to try it myself and see if I can get a similar result out of both products. So let's start with this and then on to the next one. I've watched videos, I've read reviews. Some people say this is the worst thing they've ever tried. Some people say that it's fine. I am just a normal guy. I glazed over the instructions. So we're going to see if I can do this, never having done it before, expecting to do it like a professional without any training. I mean, actually, I did take the training. I got the certificate because you have to, because this is only for professionals. So we're going to see if this can be done by a brand new professional spray foamer. A couple of tips that I had learned. One, you're going to want a trash can or something. I just took the box from this Froth Pak 200 and put a trash bag in it because we're going to have to purge the gun. You're going to want regular nozzles ready. With the Tyvek suit, you don't have pockets. So I just tucked them in my shoes. You got the Tyvek suit on, you want a respirator, goggles, gloves, and nozzles. Now, anywhere that you have bare skin that might be exposed, you want to put Vaseline, or they actually give you this white petroleum jelly. So I am going to grease up where I think I might be exposed because I don't want spray foam stuck to my face. And plus, I'm going to now have absolutely beautiful skin.
It is hydrating and moisturizing.
So, I just got some in my eyeball.
I knew that was coming.
All right, there's different nozzles. There is this nozzle that's just a point. That is for like filling cracks and whatnot. We don't need that because we are fanning our new mudroom and then the ceiling to our garage because we are working on getting heat to the garage because I want to do welding. I want to work in the winter. I want to work when it's nasty. This mudroom, we have 4 kids. We're active in sports. We need more room for shoes, gear, etc. So I've had the electricians out, the construction crew out. We've got the mudroom. We've got to get it insulated. So before I put this on, which I did before I glazed over the instructions, you have to get your tanks up to at least 75 degrees, which we did. There's actually a small scale on here that shows where you're at.
Oh,
We just set it on the heat register, turned it on, got it to at least 75 degrees. Then you're going to want to do like I did and shove this nozzle in. But before you do that, you have to purge the hose. So I'm not an expert, but I have potentially taken the online training course. We're going to turn both valves all the way on. Before putting the nozzle in, we are then going to don the safety gear. I feel like that was a mistake getting that Vaseline all over my hands. So you need a respirator, you need goggles, you need gloves, you need a Tyvek suit because we don't want to breathe this stuff in.
And dinner is ready. I believe this is going to be quick and easy and look professional by the time I am done. I probably should have put some Vaseline on my wrists because I have long monkey arms. And I believe these sleeves are going to pull up. So, with both tanks on, shaken, I had my boys shake them for quite a while because they love helping their dad. We're going to purge it. We are now spraying both things. This has a thin line and a fat line. We are going to put it in, hopefully. And then we're in business. We are now professional spray foamers. That, I think, was a mistake. What I just did, I'm going to have to shave that before I drywall. Now you want about 1 inch thick, which that is exactly 1 inch thick. So if you want to know if a regular guy can spray foam successfully, we are finding out right now. You don't want to put it on too thick. I am now going to start the sealing, which I believe this is one of the biggest differences between the cans and this system. With the cans, you can't really turn them up. With this, you can aim this gun, I believe, anywhere you need to. You want to cover anything you don't want spray foamed. And you can see in that corner I screwed up. I'm going to be shaving that. My bad. Now this doesn't have to be pretty, and my Vaseline is making my mask slip.
You're also probably sweating.
I am sweating. I'm a sweaty human. So, you definitely, this is why you cover anything you don't want spray foam on.
It's dripping a lot.
You do not need to apply it 1 inch thick, because as you can see here, I'll be cutting that out. So now, I'm going to come over here as my camera lady switches spots with me. You want to bring extra tips for when you have pauses, because I have a feeling I just dropped the tip.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we're still spraying. Now this door we are not saving, so it doesn't matter. You definitely don't want to skimp on the PPE, because I am getting covered in this stuff. All right, let's move. This isn't like painting a car. It doesn't have to be perfect, so it's going to be covered up anyways. I think it's going okay, honestly. So I removed that tip, put a new tip in because I was getting tons of dripping, and we're back in business. Oh no, my mask is
You got
completely,
a big glob on your mask.
so it failed. Alright, I gotta now hold it on. My strap broke. Do not use an old dilapidated mask. I'm down to one hand now. Uh-oh.
Careful.
We are getting lower on
Oh my gosh.
spray foam. I might not have gotten as far as I wanted, but I got the main thing done, which is this room. Good thing my camera lady is here. I'll just hold it, just hold it.
I'm going to.
Sorry for the bad camera work here, folks. Once these tanks get light, they tip over apparently. And we are not getting as far as we had thought, but we got this room done, which was the most important.
Okay. Okay. Stop. Don't you want to go and do the other?
No, we're almost out. This is all we're getting done.
You sure?
Yeah. Look, how wide are those tanks?
I don't know. I don't know what they started at. Feel them.
Plus my mask broke. Oh yeah, they're almost empty. Okay. All right, so you get 200 board feet out of that. I didn't measure this, but I thought I'd have enough to get outside and get the garage roof started. And I was prepared for that, but I didn't. So, I am just going to use the rest in here, because this is truly what matters. And it's now pulling back a little bit. So I'll have to shave some of this off before we do the drywall. And it hasn't been the most perfect experience. But overall, I'd say this was a big win because we will now have our mudroom insulated and take that door off that's behind my beautiful camera woman and now lose all of our heat out to the garage.
This is the beautiful camera woman.
I think that went pretty well. Oh, except for my mask failing. I will have to get a new one before the next time. Well, my strap broke. This is how we do things here on Hardworking Man. Let's get out of here. Quit breathing this fumes.
Oh my lordy. Okay.
We're insulated, baby.
All right, so this room is done and dried, and I will say it went on. It looks pretty nice, but that was supposed to be a 200 or so square foot kit. And you can see it makes a mess. I'm not worried about the floor. I'll scrape that up. But this room, I measured the ceiling and the two walls is around 135 square foot. So we should have been able to go over an inch thick. And average, we are way less than an inch. There's some bare spots. There's a few spots maybe that got over. But I mean, that's not even a quarter inch. So we're not even close to the coverage they said we would get. I mean, even here on this back wall, that might be an inch, and that's thicker. There's a few spots we're gonna have to trim down, but we didn't waste so much that we shouldn't have easily covered this room if you got anywhere near the 200 square foot that kit calls for. So it laid out nicely. It was pretty easy to use. We ran those tanks empty, and we are nowhere close to the coverage they said. So my initial thoughts were to refill these low spots with that other kit, but then we can't really tell what kind of coverage we get with that. So we're just gonna take that kit to the garage and see what we can do out there. So how this laid down, how it ended, I think nice. Coverage, way under, in my opinion, not even close. And as far as removing, I mean, that wasn't bad. So it pops off if you get it on stuff. Obviously this step stool we don't care about. I did cover my box there, and we covered our new door. But yeah, not impressed with the coverage of that. Let's see how the next product does. I'll say that didn't go too bad. It laid on pretty nice. I got some thin areas and some thick areas, but it was my first time ever doing it. My mask did break, which made it a little more difficult, so I'm gonna have to pick up a new mask before we move on to the DAP one kit container, or one stage kit, I guess, pre-mixed. All right, so now we're doing the DAP one stage kit. It's A and B mixed in this, which is nice. You only have one hose, one tank. So for this, it might be a little better because I'm actually gonna be up on top of our mudroom here, so it's going to be a more confined or restrictive space to work in. So we will see now how this works and see if we get closer to the coverage we're supposed to, because with that Froth Pak, we weren't even close. Now they don't give you any petroleum jelly with this, but they do give you gloves, which is nice because I ran out of gloves, so good looking out, DAP. Now we've got this tank up to temperature over 75 degrees. They say 70. One thing about this being the one part kit, you have a lot more working time. You can actually stop this, clean the tip, and use it up to 30 days later, they say. We're gonna use it all up today, so I'm not worried about that. This gun has a lever that you just push, so it's not a trigger, and it's got low, medium, and max. They say to start at low. The videos I've seen on low, it's a really spotty spray, so I'm gonna maybe do a quick test into that trash bag and see how it does, then climb up and get to spraying.
I mean, that was low and that was coming out pretty good. It says to hold it, I want to say like 12 to 14 inches away. I've got 10-inch floor joists, so it should be pretty easy. Get up there, lay and spray, and see how this goes. I think I'm going to try to put this on thinner. This expands up to 3 times, so I guess let's go and let's see. Another thing about this is you have a lot wider temperature range you can apply in. It can be down to 40 degrees up to, I believe, 120. So if you're out in a cold deer blind or something, this might be the system to use. It'll be a little harder to get great footage, but we'll see what we can do. That sprayed so much better than I expected from the videos I'd watched. I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking this a lot better so far. The videos I watched, people didn't love this stuff. But I wonder if it's a newer style maybe, I don't know. I will say more is falling. We got more overspray or back spray. Hey, I lost the nest. Should I spray foam it or rip it down? Now, where I got it thick a couple places, it did fall. And I had people in videos say that it all just fell out. I think maybe they got it too thick. We'll see. I would say this comes out more aggressively. Now I want to make sure I don't pull my tank down. I will say this hose is a lot stiffer. You can see a lot more drops from this. This hose being stiffer is a bit of a pain. But depending on how this dries, I think this is going to be my winner. Alright, I said I wasn't going to redo the thin spots in here, but I have some left and I don't have more of that garage ceiling prep, so I'm going to do it and we'll just count the square footage. And then we'll get a side-by-side comparison. Come on, give me some more. That's a wrap. Initial thoughts? I think this DAP pack is going to be the winner. We'll see.
All right, so we now have given the DAP foam time to dry. Now, because this is a one-part kit and not an epoxy style, it takes a lot longer to dry. So you can touch it in about 30 minutes and it won't stick to you, but it's very soft and you can crush it. It says, I believe, about 4 hours for it to be fully dry. It took a little longer than that, but it's out here in the cold. I will say, you know, there's some spots we got to touch up. Some, you know, weak spots. It's a lot messier. But I think it's easier to get the thickness of it. And it is dry all the way through. So it has cured. Which one is the winner? Which one is best? Which one will I be using to do the rest of the garage ceiling with? I'm about to let you know. Now the DAP kit did not lay down quite as nicely as the Froth Pak, but it was so much nicer than the reviews I saw on Amazon. I don't know if they didn't open their tanks enough, if they didn't have the product warm enough, or what, but this is why I like to try stuff myself. And I honestly was more impressed with this kit than I was with the Froth Pak. It was just easier to use, messier, but laid down nicer overall for thickness and insulation, which is my main concern, not aesthetics. So if you're concerned with looks, the Froth Pak 200 is the way to go. That's all Froth Pak. Now this is the Froth Pak with the DAP kit over top of it. As you can see, it's not as smooth. And the Froth Pak is, I guess, more solid than is the DAP kit. The DAP kit you can crush just a little more. So depending on what you're looking for, I mean, I guess that depends what kit you would want. But for pure insulation, I think DAP was the winner. So there it is, two different types of spray foam. The Froth Pak 200, which is a 2-part kit, and the DAP Wall and Cavity filler, which is a 1-part pre-mixed kit. So there's pros and cons to both. The DAP kit you can use in a much wider temperature range. The Froth Pak is a more controlled environment, I guess, and it cures way quicker, almost immediately, like within a minute. The other one takes 30 minutes to be able to touch. I'd say probably 6 to 8 hours to fully cure. So depending on where you're at, like I said before, if you're in a cold environment, that DAP kit's the way to go. The DAP kit was a lot messier, and it didn't lay quite as smooth. But overall, I was more impressed with the DAP kit than I was with the Froth Pak. I'm going to be finishing this ceiling with the DAP kits. Neither one of them reached the square footage that they claim, but that's claiming a, you know, perfectly flat area, I think, you know, with everything perfect. Both fell short. So I would say for small projects, these kits might be the way to go. If you have any large area to do, I'd probably just pay somebody to do it. Get a quote, this much for this many inches, because then it's on them to provide that to you. Where these kits, you buy them, they say they can cover this. When they don't cover that, what are you going to do? You just didn't get the coverage. So big areas, I'd say you're probably better off paying somebody. For the small projects like I've been doing, I personally am going to go with that DAP kit. If I could blend the two kits together and make one, that's what I would do. Because the hoses were better on the Froth Pak kit. The curing time and everything was better on the Froth Pak kit. The Froth Pak kit laid down a lot smoother and nicer looking. But the DAP kit did so much better than what I'd seen in other videos. It's not nearly as smooth. It's more messy, but I got better coverage, like more thickness. It was still easy to do. It's going to get the job done, and that's what I'm going to go with personally. So let me know what you think. Which one do you think performed better? And thanks for watching Hardworking Man, guys, and have a great day.